Chapter 3, Mishnah 1. There are various areas of halacha where the Torah prescribes that a person pay a fixed amount of money for something, regardless of that thing's actual value. This chapter cites examples of such laws. Arachin is the first example, and shows how paying a fixed amount of money sometimes results in a leniency and sometimes in a stringency. The law of Arachin has an element of leniency and an element of stringency. The law of redeeming an ancestral field that was consecrated to the temple treasury has an element of leniency and an element of stringency. The law of a muad ox that killed a slave has an element of leniency and an element of stringency. And the fines paid by a violator, seducer, and a man who slanders his wife have an element of leniency and an element of stringency. In all these cases, a person pays a fixed amount of money for something, regardless of that thing's actual value. This results sometimes in a leniency and sometimes in a stringency. The Mishnah elaborates. It discusses the first law listed above, Arachin. The law of Arachin has an element of leniency and an element of stringency. How so? Whether a person vowed the erech of the handsomest man in Israel, who may be worth 100 manes in the slave market, or of the ugliest man in Israel, who may be worth as little as 5 sulaim. If the subject of the erech vow is male between 20 and 60 years old, the person who made the vow gives 50 sulaim. But if a person said, I accept upon myself to give the actual worth of this man to the temple treasury, the vower gives the subject's market value. That is the amount he would be sold for as a slave, which is different for each person and may be more or less than 50 sulaim. Thus, when compared to a vow of market value, an erech vow can be more lenient or more stringent, depending on the subject of the vow.